You want to know about life on the road? It's booze, tacos, angry dwarfs, strippers waving guns, and fees, fights, cancel flights, running with the runs, and blacklists, bounce checks, great a bachelorette. Drunks in the front, making out through your set. And middle acts doing blow more, missing merch. And drive the rental car past another mega church. And juice keys, vagina fist, your cell phone is gone. One big Law and Order marathon.
Look, I feel super. I got a pen.
I know.
A bottle of water.
How many questions do you get from listeners?
We have a lot of stuff to do today.
What are we doing?
We are answering listeners' questions. Listeners of the Road Stories podcast
May
who listen.
I ask a question?
Sure. Am I going to be mad?
No.
Okay.
I want you to connect how I know Mike, because I know I've met him, but I just don't remember how.
Okay. How did you meet Mike?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, that's not how this works.
I think we met at the Improv.
Just at the Improv?
Yeah.
I feel like we met through something like
Oh, but it's comedy circles,
Christian
probably.
Mingle. Or,
That was probably it.
yeah.
Neither of you are on
Shabbos.
Christian Mingle. All right?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Jews.
Hey, what the?
So, thanks for tuning in to the Road Stories podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Murray Valeriano, coming to you from the Valeriano Podcast Studios. No longer coming from the All Things Comedy Studio, where I've been for the last, 4 or 5 episodes.
Why would you leave your house and put on pants? Not that I don't love All Things Comedy. That's where I do my podcast.
Sure.
But you have such a nice, sweet setup here.
And you love to look at me without pants on.
Yeah. So why are you? I mean,
Something in
what's
my
the deal?
I like the studio. I like to go there.
Okay.
I come in, I record, I leave, they send it to me, I post it. Here, I got to set up, I got to test.
You like to leave your family. It gives you the impression that you're actually working.
I like to get away. Why? You are hot.
Is it
I'm
kind
hot?
of like
Yes.
Hi, how are you folks?
like you live in Los Angeles and
One?
go ahead.
No, Kira,
Sorry.
please
How's my
continue to
lever?
talk. It's the Kira Soltanovich Show. Holy crap.
1, 2, 3, 4. How's this?
All right, you're better. I think
Okay.
so. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry, you were rambling on about yourself again? Was there something
I
there?
was trying to give you an analogy.
By the way, listener Michael Cott said Kira Soltanovich is my favorite.
Come on,
I
Michael.
swear to you.
What's his last name?
Cott, K-O-T.
Ooh.
Cott like Kira, come lie on my cot.
Okay. Well,
Not a common name.
No.
Cott?
There's a Greg Cott who was a well-known music reviewer for the Chicago Tribune.
Oh, yeah? Michael, are
He's
you...
written a few books as
Michael
well.
Cott, are you related
To Greg Cott.
to Greg Cott?
I'm
Maybe.
curious
How many
if
Cotts could there be out
I'm
there?
curious if Cott is the real last name. Can we all just...
Why wouldn't Cott be?
it's shortened from something.
Jewish. They Ellis
something
Island.
happened.
Come on.
Michael Jacob Katowski.
But they don't shorten it down to 3 letters, do they?
Of course they do.
Mom, my wife's
Yes.
name was Zophanopoulos or something like that, and
Well,
it's
that's
shorted down to
just
Zofries.
That's a made up.
Why didn't they shorten yours? Holy crap.
Because we didn't immigrate in the 40s.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, your parents just came over? Your parents are off the boat. That's right.
No, we took TWA, first of all, and I was born in
Kira's
Russia.
an anchor baby.
Gotcha.
I'm an anchor babe.
Were you from the former Yugoslavia?
No, everyone
it
thinks
VIC?
Yugoslavia. It's VICH.
Well, yeah, that's the
It
American.
used to be Cott. And
Oh,
then
okay.
we lengthened it to Soltanovich.
Because it rolled off
We
the tongue.
lengthened it. Are you okay? You have electronics in front of you?
I thought you were going to do a radio
trying to-
spit take.
Sorry, I had to swallow. Now that I swallowed. You're an idiot. So
I sat in traffic
I
for
love
this
that. That
abuse.
was so stupid and great. I love it. By the way, you're an idiot and you're stupid are compliments.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling my son. No, daddy loves you when he tells you you've ruined my life. We have so much to do today, and we have to get on it because my wife made pizza and I'm hungry.
Okay.
So, first of all, Kira Soltanovich is here and Mike Siegel. Thank you very much. You people are like, early, these people again. They're on the show all the time.
Yeah.
But there's a reason I brought them on here, and we'll get to that in a second. But first, announcements. Go to All Things Comedy, see what's going on over there. There's a lot of great podcasts. I'm sure we got some shows coming up. I got a call about a show at the Comedy Store. Did you get a call about that or anything like that? I'm sure you will.
Ooh, awkward.
I'm sure you will.
Nope.
What show? Let me finish. There was no show.
Remember that big party they're having?
At Murray V on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. MurrayValeriano.com has new tour dates. So I'm in town till June, but June I am gone all of June. La Jolla, I'll be headlining La Jolla in, where are we, April? May?
Yeah.
In May. So I have special tickets for Road Stories listeners. I have a deal for Road Stories listeners, and I'll post that on the Facebook page and let you guys know when those go up. And if you haven't liked the Facebook page, don't be a douche. Like us on the Facebook page. There's a lot of good things. I'll be showing sets of Kira and Mike.
What?
Without my permission, obviously.
Yeah.
It's the internet. Suck it. If I'm not buying the Killer's new album and I'm downloading it for free, I'm not buying your special. So I'll have special tickets for the La Jolla show. And come June, I'll be at the Purple Onion.
Nice.
I'll have ticket deals for the Road Stories listeners up there also. And then I'm going back to Old Sac.
Yeah.
Going back to Laughs Unlimited. Have you been up there in a while?
I have not.
I haven't been up there in 6 years. Easy.
Wow.
Easy. You ever do Laughs Unlimited, Mike?
No, in Sacramento? No.
It is about the same.
Oh, okay. I don't
says it
remember
all.
it being bad.
No, it wasn't bad. No, it's fine.
I remember it being okay. Yeah.
Now, the city of Sacramento.
Oh.
Say hi to Larry. Larry's a sweetheart.
Oh, Larry Manziano.
Manzano.
Something like that.
Oh.
Paisan. Hey.
Formerly cot.
Bing. Call back. A cot back, if you will.
No, last time I was up there, maybe right after the economy crashed, and Sacramento is the capital.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Of California.
What?
Yes.
Ooh.
Not of, and everything was closed.
Yeah.
Everything was closed down, man. All the government offices, the mall was half empty, just of closed down shops. Mandatory furloughs for government workers every Friday. You get to take off, whether you like it or not. It was a bad scene. So our hearts are with the people of Sacramento. We wish them the best. And we wish that they'll be at the Comedy Club June 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's it. Then I'm off to the Middle East. And then,
No, you're
if I have
not.
any listeners in Bahrain, come on out.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going there with?
I don't know who the other two comics are.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, Steve Simone?
Simone? Great.
Simone.
Yeah.
I only worked with him once.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah?
Such
Okay.
a sweetheart.
And he's like super,
He's very handsy.
what? I don't
I'm
have
kidding, I'm
boobs.
No, he's not. He's an absolute sweetheart.
Okay. I only
Yeah.
done one show with him. He seems annoyingly positive.
He's very positive.
Yeah. All right.
I hate him.
Yeah.
And
Never
then
met the
the
man.
other guy.
Never met the man.
The other guy I don't know. It's going to be a 3-man show. Going to hit Bahrain, Kuwait, Djibouti.
Ooh.
Which I didn't even know was an actual country. I thought it was just from old Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yep.
But it's an actual country.
And capital of Djibouti? Djibouti. It is.
Is
Really?
it?
Yeah.
Really? So wait, there's a city called Djibouti?
Yes.
In Djibouti?
Yep.
Yeah. Where do you live? Djibouti.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I would say that every day if I could. What street?
And you
Djibouti. Djibouti Avenue. Is that no? That's not all the announcements.
Oh, there's more?
There's more.
But wait, there's
Ladies
more.
and gentlemen, if we had Tony Thaxton on drums, I am announcing the winners of Find the Pope in the Pizza Pie contest. No, anyone find the Pope in the Pizza
I
Pie?
don't know.
No,
That
really?
sounds like
Saturday
a
Night
molester's
Live?
game.
Saturday Night Live, the great,
Sounds like a guy.
the great Father Guido Sarducci.
Oh, I did a show with him once
Oh, really?
in San Francisco, my hometown.
As Father Guido, or
He was.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
How did he do?
He did his Father Guido.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
How's it
spilled
going,
water.
Murray?
I just spilled water. Everything's
How's it
fine.
going?
Everything's fine.
How are you?
There's no problems here.
If you wanted me to get my T-shirt, well, you just have to ask, dude. You don't gotta
I close the windows.
accidentally-
You'll be sweaty enough in a minute. Continue your Father Guido Sarducci story.
he
You
came
did
out-
45 minutes of Guido Sarducci?
No.
Thank
no,
God.
15.
Yeah, little of that goes a long way. After.
Yeah.
You get it after
You just
the
need a
first
couple
five.
of the things. Thanks for cleaning up. Now I know it's like to have sex with Murray. He just brought an awkwardly large towel and just like wiped and then left the towel at my feet.
I don't clean it up. I let it.
Yes.
I let it lay there for the memories. Happy anniversary, honey. Remember the last time we
My
had sex?
8-month-old was playing in our bed.
Say that again.
My
What?
8-month-old
Uh-huh.
was playing in our bed and just like a little bit of spit up. Not a lot, just
Okay.
like bleh. And I was like, cleaned up the stain. And I was like, remember we used to have different stains in this bed? My husband and I were just...
The 6 month? You said that to the 6-month-old?
No, to my husband.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was like, I know, those were the days.
Yeah.
Now it's spit up.
Now you know when your period's coming, so you... That's the stains we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay, period stains,
Yes.
right? Is that what I'm
Yes.
talking about? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, good. I wasn't sure.
We're going to cut all of this out.
Yeah,
right?
none of the... I haven't even recorded
Oh, you're
yet.
recording?
No,
Oh,
I'm not even
geez.
recorded
Okay.
yet. No,
Good.
no.
That's why he doesn't give you headphones. So you don't know what's
right.
happening.
The announcement for the winners of the free T-shirt giveaway.
Yay.
The free T-shirt giveaway. We had a free T-shirt giveaway for people who wrote a new review of the iTunes on the iTunes. Wrote a review of the Road Stories podcast, and
Positive review?
Yes, it has to be positive.
Okay.
that was the caveat.
Ooh.
This sucks. Yeah, you don't get a T-shirt. All right, so we're going to go with. By the way, you're going to have to email me if I say your name and give me your name and address because I'm only going off your iTunes name. So if you have an iTunes,
Right.
it's iTunes
Yeah.
ID. So I'm only going off that. So I don't know your real name.
So balls deep 67.
seriously, backdoor mama, 73.
My mom wrote a review?
She loves the show. What? She loves the show.
Oh, man.
I
she
didn't
did
even
a
know you could
t-shirt.
spell. Right? Do your
The
impression.
braces are making you very angry.
Do an impression of your mother.
They're making you very bitter.
Do an impression of your mother. I told you. See, I'm not. It's like Dana Carvey. Nobody does an impression of George Bush. You do an impression of Dana Carvey. Yeah, I'm just doing an impression of Kira doing an impression of her mother. So
who won?
M Rittenhouse 84.
Ooh.
I really appreciate your review, and I thank you. He started listening to me when I had Off the Cuff with Bill Engvall. You guys have both were guests on the Sirius XM show, weren't you?
I think so.
Yeah,
Did you
I'm
get
pretty
an invite
sure.
to that party?
I'm pretty sure. So I want to thank you. He started listening to the show after that. So email me. You can go through murrayvaleriano.com. You can hit me on the Facebook page, or you can hit me at comicsonsafari@gmail.com for your T-shirt. So M Rittenhouse 84. Thank you so much for your review. Also, ZD37. The big winner here, ZD37. He says, one of my most favorite podcasts. You also get a grammar education along with that T-shirt. Always hilarious. Murray and his guests' stories give a perspective of being a road comedian I'd never know about without this podcast. So he's talking about you guys also.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Sweet,
ZD37,
Thanks,
hit me an email through murrayvaleriano.com. Buff Chem. Buff Chem.
Buff Chem, huh?
Yeah.
Buff Chem, Life on the Road. I love hearing the stories of the comics tell about where they have had to perform. It's almost unbelievable. Some of the things that go on, fights, terrible crowds at gigs, more terrible crowds, and performing to an empty room. All those stories from Mike Siegel.
Yeah.
By the way.
Good ones.
Hilarious. Zinger. So Buff Chem, go ahead, hit me up for your T-shirt. And the last one wasn't even part of this contest. They had written a review before the contest, but I like the review so much, I'm going to give you a T-shirt. Pulp Tom. Pulp Tom is a Pulp Fiction,
Tom.
and Buffalo Tom, Pulp Tom. He says, what a great podcast with an insightful look into the world of comedy and all that comes with it. Murray is such a great interviewer. Why is he not a household name?
Settle down.
Come on, people. Let's make Murray famous. That's 2 T-shirts, Pulp Tom. That's 2 T-shirts.
Let's throw one in for Michael Cott.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
you know what? Michael Cott will probably come up and see me in San Francisco because he lives up there. So, Michael Cott, come on. I'll give you your T-shirt. He probably has one. He's been listening for a long time.
Oh,
But if not, Michael, I'm happy to give you one, and you can buy me drinks while we're up there. Oh, we got loaded. Michael Cott and I got. He came to the show I did for your family.
oh, was he the heckler?
No, he's
I like how you say for my family.
because it was all Russian
It
people
was
up there.
And guess what? That's the last time I performed in San Francisco.
Really?
I was so angry after those sets. Nothing that you did.
This is your family came to see you?
Well, I grew up in San Francisco, and so Soviets are very nosy.
Sure.
And so a few found out that
You do a show, we come see
Yeah.
it. That's not nosy. That's
we
supportive.
No, let me tell you what happened. We very much like to laugh. And they sat in the back.
Joyful people.
And
They're a joyful people.
I was trying to record a CD. So my husband came up with equipment. He put mics around the room. We, we spent money on renting the room. We do all the stuff. You do the press.
You do the things.
We sold out, thankfully, had big crowds, but they were all Russians, all of them. And so they just sat there and, no smoking anymore. It's illegal.
Right.
We smoke.
They're dying.
Little cigarette, little bit. And they're talking and they're drunk and the people right next to the microphones are chatting the whole time.
Oh, really?
They got their phones out.
Oh, so you had to go back and listen to it.
It was awful.
Oh.
It was so bad.
I opened that show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he was up in the city for Sketchfest.
I was there for
if you're up there, you want to just open.
What'd they think of you? How did you go over?
Didn't like the Murr. Did not like.
Why does he have braces on teeth? I do not like.
Do not trust
Do not
man
trust
with
man
metal
with
in
braces.
his face.
Surprising though, the MC who is, and this is, I'm not saying this at all negative, a flaming homosexual.
Yes.
Killed.
He's a sweetheart. He's a local. He did all, and he's very funny. So I'm not taking anything away from him. But he's talking about how, the N Judah bus is late all the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So everyone's like, you're right, it is late all the time.
Oh, all right.
And he's like, how about the Embarcadero? Am
I
right?
agree with the Queen, man. Oh, that is true. It is so. It's funny because it's true.
So I haven't been up to. I've been up to San Francisco, obviously,
Have I been back to
visit,
perform
but I
since
have
then?
not performed in the city since then. I'm still pissed.
Traumatized.
I couldn't use any of it. I didn't.
Oh,
I
that's a
didn't cut
bummer. That's a
CD.
bummer.
Yeah,
But you
Can
did.
you sweeten it, or is it just because you were talked over?
They're talking into
that's so
the
annoying.
microphone. Like, you people were all spies just 30 years ago. You don't know how to fucking whisper or keep it a secret?
And they would, I remember a conversation going on between a table, to where the woman got up and walked around to the other side of the table and bent over, and was talking to the person,
Oh yeah,
in the middle of the show.
I don't know if I have a travel podcast that I do, so I go all over the world, and in the last 10, 15 years, the Russians and the Chinese are starting to travel a lot, and they're getting around. And no matter what, the Russians are hilarious because, like, I've had more than one tour guide or like hotel people or whatever it was, and in whatever country, tell me, like, the typical Russian thing is you could tell them a million times not to do something. Like in Russian, because usually they travel in big groups because they don't speak anything else. So, like the Chinese as well, they just don't speak any other language. So they travel in big, giant groups. They go to warm beaches. They sit. They take up all the beach chairs. They smoke and drink all day. So you see them all throughout Asia, like in Vietnam and in Thailand, but their typical thing is you could tell them a million times, don't do. Look, you can't go past this rope here because that's for the nature you can't. And they'll say yes. They'll nod, and tell them okay, and they'll say yes. And then the minute you turn your back, they'll just do.
That's how
like
we do it.
Rules don't. If you can get away with it, then it.
Yeah, that's what
You tell them a million times. Scuba diving, don't touch the coral. It's living. Don't do. And the minute you turn your back, there's plenty of coral. You're like, oh Jesus, man. But that's like the typical. You cut them some slack because it's like new money.
Right.
They have these are people that haven't traveled much, but you're hoping the next generation kind of gets it. Them flicking cigarettes into the ocean. You're like, oh, dude.
I know. They're just
dude.
There's a Facebook article floating around right now about why Russians don't smile. And it's so true.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think about
Really?
it, but smiling to them is
Means you're nuts.
Yeah.
Or you're trying to get something out of it.
Right,
Why is he smiling at me?
Like if you're standing at a hotel reception desk, right, and I'm about to check in, right, I walk up to you and I smile immediately, like, "Hi, I'm going to check in. My last name is this and this and whatever." And if you do that in Russia, they're like, "What the fuck is your problem?"
Yeah.
Jeez.
In a place where you expect the people.
It's a
that work
hospitality
there-
industry.
Yeah,
Sure.
There's no hospitality.
I saw a great story in the. There was some big famous hotel in St. Petersburg that now more people are traveling there,
Yeah.
and it's this famous hotel where world leaders would stay and everything. But they had to send a consultant in there to tell them to smile.
Yeah.
That you're going to handle an international crowd now. You have to, and they're like, "Why? We were doing our job." But yes, but there's more to it. And I find that all throughout like former Soviet bloc countries, and just like it's a long switch from this is what we got, take it and shut up,
Right.
to hi, how may I help you today? So customer service really hasn't come around yet.
No.
You'll find that in the Czech Republic and Hungary in a bit and places like that.
Important
They're
question.
coming around. but-
Important question. The Scorpions, German or Russian?
German.
All right, never mind. Hold on. Roberta Zwire, send me your email address if you haven't, and everybody else, your home address. Hit me up. Congratulations! Where I like to think we're all winners on the Road Stories podcast, but you guys aren't getting shit.
All right.
Coming today.
Thanks.
And also another quick. This is the thank you. I just invited you guys over on a late Saturday evening. Ruined your Saturday night just to talk to my listeners and not you. Sorry about that. But thank you to Daryl Asher. And his lovely wife Jennifer Asher. They made me. Daryl gave me a sampling of brew from Montana.
Look at Daryl
Montana.
hook you up.
Did you give you the moose
drool?
spit? Moose drool.
drool's in there?
Yeah. Moose
yeah.
spit. I knew it was something like that. Moose
And
drool.
that's from other listeners. A beer over there. I've got a ton of beer from podcast listeners. Thank you very
Was
much.
that from Tim? The brothers up in Milwaukee?
Yeah, up in Milwaukee. Yeah.
They came and saw me in Chicago when I was playing Zanies.
Very cool.
They took the train down
Really?
on a Tuesday.
Have they seen your set?
Ooh. I didn't say they would do it twice.
Anyway, Jen Asher made a lovely coffee mug for me. It has the cover of my album on it. It has a punchline of one of my jokes on it, and I drink coffee out of it every morning. Thank you, Jen. I love getting stuff from listeners. Step it up, Roberta Zwire. No,
Just don't make it blue.
that's it. That's all the giveaways we got today. I think
All right, well,
I think
it was
we
a
landed.
great
Thank you guys for
podcast.
coming
Thank
out.
you.
Thanks
Good to
for
be
having
here.
us.
All right. Well, it's good to see you guys.
Do you
Pizza time.
Do you validate parking?
And by the way, if you're double XL,
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you are.
Uh-huh. Damn right.
call,
you are.
call me. Make a quick email because I only have one of those, and I only have an XL. So I have a bunch of larges and mediums. So hopefully I have fit listeners. Okay, where are we at?
And if you're a double XL, let's put it together, huh? Have a salad.
Hey man,
That's what I'm saying.
don't diss my listeners, man. Don't diss my
Roberta is a sweet woman.
I didn't say
She has
Roberta.
a great personality. Come on, Roberta. I'm kidding. You know that.
All right, so here we are. A little while ago, I asked if there were any questions you had for comedians, and I got a ton of emails with questions on them. So I thought we did round one of those with one Graham Elwood. I think we all know.
All right.
I think we all know. He answered those very unfunny, not a funny person.
Well, that's not.
And so I thought we would tackle the rest of these questions tonight on the Road Stories podcast. So as I scroll down my Facebook page and look them up, which I should have done before while you guys were late.
Maybe.
Talk about yourself. Oh, I know why I wanted to get you on here, Mike Siegel. Mike Siegel.
Because I was
How
available.
long have you been doing stand-up?
A little over 20 years.
A little over 20 years. Wow. How many cruises have you done?
I've only started doing them. I've done 4 weeks.
How many cruises have you done? 4?
4.
Okay. And when did you do those?
Over the holidays.
Yeah, you ruined my joke, jerk. How
There
were
was a
they?
joke? I didn't know
It
this was a
coming.
setup.
It was coming.
What did you want me to say?
Well, now it was too late. Now you ruined the joke.
Ask me how many cruises I've
How
done.
many cruises have you done?
300.
Yeah, where's the joke? What?
Well, I don't have a joke.
I would have been straight. I would have done the straight guy if I'd have known there was a joke. Who's there? Was that?
It's who's on first.
Oh,
God
damn it.
You ruin every one of them. You ruin every one of them.
What was the joke?
I was just gonna. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about your ships and how they went and how were they awful. Were
The
they
first
fun?
one, I jumped ship and got off early.
What?
Well, no, I got there, it was Thanksgiving week, and I met the ship on Monday before Thanksgiving. I found out I was going to be going up Tuesday night, and then I was done for the whole week. And I was supposed to stay on the ship till Sunday, till I got back to Miami, and my whole family was down. Most of my family lives in Central Florida, outside of Orlando, and I said, "Hey, if I'm done Tuesday, can I leave?" And they're like, "Well, we're not paying for it, but you can leave." And then I was looking like when on the ship schedule, we were going to land in St. Kitts on Wednesday, and then we're going to be at sea on Thursday, which would have been too late. So I got off the ship on Wednesday. I looked on the internet and found a flight. I actually cashed in some miles to go back to Florida and met my family.
Wow.
For night before Thanksgiving. Spent the rest of the week there, and then just drove down to Miami. Got my flight back.
Oh, really?
Worked out great.
Why can't they just do that as like a
You know what
part of-
happens is like they book you for the week, and you don't really know the schedule until you get there, and the cruise director tells you the schedule. So this last one I did, I got there again. There was two of us. There was two comics. We met the ship on a Sunday.
Who's the other comic?
Jam and Jay Lamont.
Oh,
the Lamont brothers?
Yeah, of the Lamont brothers.
Of the Lamont.
Jam and Jay Lamont.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one person?
Wasn't he in Run DMC? Was
Jam and Jay?
He lives here in L.A. I didn't know the man. Nice fella.
Yeah.
So we met the ship on a Sunday.
Oh shit.
And we got to go till the next Sunday. And we didn't know. They just flew us in and out of Miami. So on a Sunday to Sunday. So he did like the first 2 nights. And then he was on the ship for 5 days doing nothing. I was on the ship for 5 days before I even went up.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so he did the first 2 shows, and then you did the back
basically
two
you
shows?
do one main show. Like
You-
one
you
night.
and
Yeah,
Jam-
one night we do 40 to 45 minutes.
You
set.
and Jam
You
and
do-
Jay, or just
No,
you?
just his night.
Okay.
And so he went up. He did a welcome show in the first night, which is
Okay.
like 20 minutes. And then you do your main night, which you're doing an early show and a late show, which are 45 each.
Different
and that's a
sets.
different set than
Yeah,
your 20.
no.
You
See,
did two
I can't-
45
No, I did a
different-
20 and then a 45.
Okay.
The 45 can be the same on the
Oh,
same
all
night.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's an early setting and a late set.
My fear with doing cruises is I don't think I have enough clean material.
It has to be clean.
So, not so much anymore on all cruises.
It depends on the line.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Carnival, I know, has like an actual club where there'll be like 3 comics and you do like a club every night.
Yeah, that's great.
And that could be fun. I also did a late show one week and they said you could say anything you want. I was like, you're telling me.
This cruise sucks.
Sure. It was like an 11 o'clock show and then they warned everybody's like, this is going to be, as long as they tell people and the cruise director's cool, that's it. But
Yeah.
it's all up to the cruise director. But certain lines are old. Like I guess Holland America is supposed to be really old.
Yeah.
And I'm doing one in June in Europe, which I'm excited about.
Oh, where at?
I meet the ship in Bordeaux, France, and then we go around the Normandy coast up through the English Channel to London and then to Amsterdam.
Oh, stop,
and then I get off
stop
in
by and see
Amsterdam.
me in Bahrain.
All right.
I don't know much about geography.
That's not close
No,
at all.
that's-
No?
No, I mean it's
That's a completely different continent. But
Oh,
right
okay.
next to. They make a left at Djibouti, and they'll be.
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, they'll be
All right.
there.
But that one is Crystal, which is a higher end one.
Oh,
and
well,
for
it's
people
Crystal.
I've heard is
Yeah.
very old.
Oh, well.
So it'll be old Brits mostly.
Oh.
So this could be a challenge.
They're known for their sense of humors.
I don't mind their sense. They have a good sense of humor, but it's
Old
just,
Brits? Old rich Brits?
old anyone is tough,
Yeah.
and so it has to be
Yeah.
squeaky, and the references have to fly.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to go slow. I mean, the first ship I did, it was like this was on Celebrity, but there was the dude in oxygen with oxygen
Really?
tank. Oh yeah,
Oh, I've seen those, yeah.
yeah, and that's now
remember-
I know what to expect, but it's the downtime. Like you with kids and you guys. I mean, you're there on a whole week.
Yeah.
And what do you do? You know,
And then
you
you
work
see
out for
these
an hour and a half,
people.
and then
Yeah.
you see them everywhere. I'm glad at that week I just did that. I was at the end of the week because I could walk around anonymously all week.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Jim and Jay had to go up first, and for the rest of the week, he's walking. Hey, you're the guy from the.
Yeah,
Oh.
jam. Well, he's
Well, if they hated
jamming.
it, usually they don't say anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least they're.
Oh, that's a
but you
great
know we're
idea.
getting stared
you
at.
bomb and then you get left alone. That's the way to do it.
Well, I've done that. It's not as good as it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I always wear a hat
oh, yeah.
with the hat down.
That works. The
Yeah.
old Clark Kent
where,
disguise almost.
where was I? I was in Palm Springs at the Improv in Palm Springs a few weeks ago, and like Friday night after the show, I downed about 6 or 7 single malt scotches
Well, sure.
and slept till 3 in the afternoon and rolled out of bed just all stinky and smelly and put on my sweaty, smelly gym
Wait, is that
clothes.
right now?
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Put on my sweaty, smelly gym clothes. Went to the elevator, go to the gym, get in the elevator. The elevator's packed. And I roll in and I just hear, oh, yeah, good show last night. And I'm just like breath and smell and just smelly clothes. I'm like, oh, yeah, I just woke up. I could go to the gym. I got off on the next floor and got into a different elevator and went downstairs.
This last cruise, the morning after my show, I go into the buffet, and I'm standing there in line, and some old lady, this old Southern lady's behind me, and she's kind of looking at me, and she's next to me in the thing, and she wants to say something, I can tell, but I'm just not. I didn't say anything, and then she just goes, "I do believe I saw you on stage last night."
Oh.
And I was like, "Yes,
And
that
then
was
she
me."
fainted.
I go, "Yeah, that was me.
Smelling salts.
Thanks for coming to the show." And she goes, "Good luck to you in the future." And they just walked off, and I was like, well, that's not really a compliment?
Yeah.
No, that's sweet. That's a sweet
Yeah.
old lady. That's a sweet, nice old lady.
That's a very Southern.
Or yeah,
Right?
but
You're Southern.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
but another way that's like almost saying bless your heart.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Bless
After
your
insulting you.
heart.
That's,
You know what? Bless your heart.
that's
almost like her saying, "Good- you look like you're having fun up there."
Ooh. Here's the thing.
The worst thing, the worst
Yeah.
compliment ever.
Here's the thing, comedy fans and people who are going to talk to a comedian after the show. The only thing you ever have to say to
Great
a
show.
comedian is you're funny.
Yeah.
Don't fancy it up.
Don't give us jokes.
Don't give us jokes.
Yep.
Don't tell us how much you liked our shirt, even though you liked our shirt. All we want to hear is you were funny.
Don't pitch us jokes.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah. You can,
Why do people still think
you can use
that's-
this one.
My attorney just pitched me a bit yesterday. We were on the phone. He goes, here's a good one.
No.
You work in showbiz. How do you not know that's not ever appropriate?
Here's what bothers me, and I know this is a pointless point of view on my end, but here's what I take as an insult. You know, Bill in copying, he should be a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is fun. He should be should he?
Yeah.
Should he be a comedian? Is he going to do his and it just like, oh, really? You can just become a comedian because somebody
Right.
suggests you become a comedian despite the 20 years. What do we have? 60
everybody-
years in stage time in this room.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of the reasons it
And
never
still
gets,
nobody
like,
knows us.
comedy will never get the respect of, say, like a musician, because even if like jazz isn't my thing, I see a guy up there playing, I don't say he's talentless.
Right.
It's just not my
Right.
thing.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
you see a comedian, maybe his style or her style isn't your thing, but does that mean they're talentless?
Right. No,
Like,
that guy
people
sucks.
go, yeah, this guy's, you know, and plus I know I can't play guitar.
Right.
Everybody thinks they're funny, and everybody can make their friends laugh.
I've said
And they
this.
think that, you know, even if they have the best time, they'll walk out and go, well, that guy was just talking. Joe down at the factory, he's just
talks.
as funny.
He talks.
He could be up there. No, Joe couldn't. No.
That's the other thing. Everybody thinks they have a sense of humor. Everybody
recently
thinks. I
got,
told that to
Yeah.
an executive producer, and then I was not asked back. Trust me,
I got
she didn't have
asked,
one.
who writes for you?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And I was like,
Well, that's kind
is
of an
that 'cause I'm
old-timey-
a chick.
No, I don't
No,
think
this
so.
guy, because then he followed up with, wow, so your husband is okay with you just traveling on your own? And then recently I did a gig. I was headlining, and then the MC and feature were two dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all sitting around, and the guy that, booked the show, whatever, was at a country club. He looked at me and goes, you get nervous? And I said, no. I'm waiting for him to ask the dudes.
Oh, really?
Never ask the dudes.
Really?
Just me. Because I have titties.
Right. And big ones too, because you're nursing.
No, they're okay. They're just normal. they're just
Are they normal size?
they're just run of the mill. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right, you had to turn
are-
sideways to get in my.
No.
No. All right.
That's I'm a Jew.
She just.
Good luck to you in the future.
No, because you're a Jew, you're not allowed to come through the front door.
I would rather.
Oh, hey.
man.
Kira just had a lovely little daughter about 6 months
Lovely.
ago.
Lovely little daughter.
She is lovely.
Yeah, she's adorable.
I just-
I showed a picture to my mom today. She said
How do you
she's
have a
beautiful.
picture of my daughter?
You've sent me pictures of your daughter,
Oh, okay.
and that's why I was commenting on her boobs because she's nursing. You don't need to. You guys had already forgot. I said that, and I had to bring it back up again to make it awkward again. We're answering questions.
What's the question?
What's the question?
Give us a question for crying out loud.
Question number 1: How big are Kara's boobs? What?
Normal.
Normal.
XXL.
Normal human.
All right. I don't know where we left off.
I don't think we started.
Yeah. I don't know who this we is.
I know this is so random, guys. I'm so sorry today. I'm a little spacey. I've been dealing with my mom's in town. I've been dealing with my mom.
Your mom is a lovely lady.
My mom's a lovely lady. My mom is, you would never believe, she's 75 years old.
No.
No, really?
Yes.
No, she does not look 75.
She does not look 75. And she is got the hearing of a 104-year-old dead person. And my wife,
My wife.
who's also 75,
Looks great.
looks great.
Looks fantastic.
great. She also had a virus which killed 80% of the hearing in her left ear years ago. So she's partially can't hear. And then my 4-year-old won't listen to me. So it's just me repeating myself day in, like on end, and it's driving me fucking nuts. So bear with me. I'm a little scattered and I lash out at you for no apparent reason.
What is Mary's hearing? Is that permanent?
Yeah. She got
no.
Yeah, she was doing yoga. I think the listeners hear about this once a year when I complain about my relatives being in town. But she was doing yoga and she got really dizzy and kept getting dizzy and had to go get MRIs. And you know how like most doctors were like, listen, we don't want to make any suggestions on what it might be or anything because we don't want to, we don't want to know. We don't want to scare you. We don't want to alarm you.
Right.
And we don't know what it is. Not this one. She's like, well, we're looking for tumors. It could be cancer.
Could be, probably.
So for like 3 weeks, we thought she had a brain tumor, but it turned out it was just a weird virus that attacked a nerve in her ear, so she can't really hear that well. But it's really more about me right now and the pain I'm going through having to talk to 3 deaf people. All right. Questions
I just had a
from
piece of my ear frozen off yesterday by the dermatologist.
What?
So there you go. Right there.
Where? Did you have
A little sun damage.
Oh,
and
yeah?
then he took out a little, I guess it was liquid nitrogen or something.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah.
psh, and then just, yeah.
Was that
And one of the
skin
reasons
cancer?
it was like on this side, on the left side, driving. The sun is just banging it. Yeah.
Now, I was under the
Wear
estimation...
sunscreen, folks. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody's free to wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
I was Baz Luhrmann,
Yep. I remember.
film director,
I got the reference.
the only film director with a top 10 hit. Look it up. I was under the impression that glass in the window cut out the UV rays.
Probably does, but not when you ride with the window open. It's probably not a good thing.
Oh, yeah, we live in Southern
But wouldn't
California.
you also think, and I am half an idiot, but wouldn't you also think like the glass, kind of like when you try to murder ants
Yeah.
with a magnifying glass?
Yeah.
It almost, I feel like, because even with the window up, it's burning. Like I can feel the side of my face burning as I sit in traffic on the 405.
Well, it's not the heat that gets you from the sun, it's the UV rays.
Right, but I don't know. I just feel like it almost magnifies it.
If you had a magnifying glass for a window, yes.
Look,
My
you
God,
have your
Kira's
budget.
huge. Look at the size of that head in that car.
Items will
And those
appear
boobs.
a little larger.
Ted Light used to do that joke. It was like an AMC Pacer joke. Back with AMC Pacers. He's like, you want to replace the glass with magnifying glass? And he's like, why'd I pull you over? I just want to see if your head was that goddamn big. That was like,
They should come up with a bifocal front
Windshield?
Yeah. Why not, right? You're like, what's over there? Wait, what does that sign say? What is that over there? Wait, what is that? Is that street?
No, they have trifocals now. They have trifocals, I believe.
Oh my God, they're just going to have quadrants of like
just
different
gotta-
places.
Just gonna have
You're
like
just-
a bee's eye. Don't they have like 47 little squares?
okay, question.
All right, this is the
number
Road Stories
Okay.
podcast, not 3
Question
idiots
number 1.
rambling.
All
Is
right.
what we should.
I
Everybody,
think the podcast is we never get to the
Yeah.
questions.
everybody is going back and deleting all the reviews right now. Except for Roberta Zwire. She's a lovely woman, and God bless her and her family.
Of course.
All right. Now, I did the first half of these with Graham Elwood, like I said, so I don't remember where we left off. So
Start at the bottom.
Oh. All right. I like the way you think.
We're only going to get through one.
This is
no
from Josette A. Cook.
Hey, Josette.
Okay.
Josette, what makes you think you're funny?
Wow.
Kira.
Is that woman? What makes you think you're funny?
What makes you think you're
a
funny?
chick.
Know your place.
What makes you think you're
I mean, obviously,
hold on.
childhood trauma.
You can read that many different ways.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a listener, so they're not
What
being
kind of font did she use?
Comic
All
Sans.
caps.
Oh boy.
Is it all caps? Because it sounds
Is it
angry.
Arial bold?
4 question marks
Okay.
afterwards.
And did she do the pregunta question mark in the beginning, the upside down
Ooh,
one?
Yeah, I like
What
it.
is
Maybe she has an
that?
accent.
Espanol.
What makes you think you're funny?
What? I never heard the Pregunta.
Pregunta.
Pregunta is a question.
I hadn't. Oh,
You know
okay.
how they have like
In
an
Spanish.
upside down question
Yeah,
mark?
yeah. That's what it's called.
Do you think you're funny?
All right, back down. Back down, Sharon Houston.
I'm just saying maybe she has an accent even in that question.
Oh, now, just what makes you think you're funny?
I mean, I was beaten, so Michael.
My mom's with me this week. I'm beaten again, so I should be really funny come June.
Well, kind of getting back to what we were talking about earlier, how everybody kind of thinks they're funny.
Yeah.
Everybody can make their friends laugh, but I like things in school where I wasn't the class clown, but I knew I could make different groups laugh.
Uh-huh.
Like you can make like the nerds laugh, and then you can make like the stoners laugh,
Sure,
and then
sure.
every so often the teacher
Yeah.
laugh, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm seeing things in a weird, maybe I'm different than everyone else.
Do you remember the first time you got a big laugh? Like just in life, not in general, not on stage, but just in life? Kira shaking her head, yes.
Yes.
What was it? I remember mine.
I think it was. Well, I had some with the Soviets because they like to drink.
Okay.
And so it was easy to make them laugh when I was a kid. But my first real, like, kind of unexpected set that I did was in the 4th grade. Mm-hmm. My teacher was Mrs. Gale. Mm-hmm. And she was frightening. Really scary. And she had, speaking of quadfocals, she had these glasses, these really thick Coke bottle glasses that made her eyes enormous.
Gigantic, yes.
Enormous. And so I did an impression of her in front of the class.
Oh, with her watching.
Right.
What'd you put on your face? What, like, actual Coke bottle?
I turned around and I just like put like my hands up, like big, huge owl eyes. And I said whatever her little catchphrase was, which was always something like,
"Shut up, Kira."
Yeah, it was usually "Shut up, Kira." I was in every single principal's office in every school I attended.
Yeah.
Every single one.
She socializes a lot and is chatty.
Yeah, she has potential.
If she would
shut the
focus,
fuck up. That's
if
her
she
potential.
spent more time on her studies but not making people laugh, she would.
But the whole class erupted, and so did Mrs. Gale, and so did like our teacher's aide.
Okay.
And I think there was like a parent volunteer. So there were like 3 adults, and they all, I think it was like a tension, like, when you break the tension in a comedy club as well, like people, like if there's a heckler and you somehow can come back, or if you dig yourself in a hole and then you come back, everyone's like, thank God, thank you.
Or when your openers tank and you come out.
And Soviets are flicking cigarettes at them. Good luck to you in the future.
Yeah.
But I made everyone laugh, and it was immediately in that moment where I was like, oh,
This is awesome.
But I mean, like in the 1st grade, I was already cracking jokes. I told you the story a million times. I feel like I've said it on your podcast. I had a desk on the outside of the classroom in the hallway. And
You never told me that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like you were like Letterman out there. You had your own desk. You had a panel. She had a little couch.
So you're promoting a new movie.
Tell me you ate the paste today, huh?
So Mike is
that
the
like?
hall monitor.
We have a clip. We have a clip of you eating the paste.
I would sit and write jokes, right? So I wrote a joke. I'm in the classroom, and this was a Hebrew Academy, so it was like a religious school. So they were asking something about Moses, right? And I was like, before we get to Moses, can I ask everybody here a question? I swear I did.
This is hilarious.
Why is it called the restroom? I mean, is anyone really resting in there? Are you taking a nap in the restroom? Get out. Rabbi Lipner sent me out into the hallway at my little desk. I sat there writing jokes. He opened the door a few minutes later. Kira, you ready to join the class? You ready to come back and join the class? I would do whatever bit I made up in that moment. And the laughter just covered my body with honey. It was just like the sound of their laugh. That was it. And then he'd slam the door in my face. Like, I guess you're not ready. Slam. And I was just celebrating in the hallway.
Hilarious.
That was
You never told me that story.
Oh, okay. Well, that's, yeah.
The first comedy bit, all right, hold on. The first laugh I remember getting was 6th grade Christian school, private school. And I was telling a story, and I remember and I said, I seen this dog the other day. And the teacher said, I saw this dog. And I said, you saw him too? And just,
Yeah.
But the first bit I wrote bits, and we had ice. Do you guys have ice in school suspension?
What's ice?
In school suspension?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd instead of going to classes, you'd go to one
sit in a
room all day.
Yeah, it's basically the breakfast club all day.
Yeah, for 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And you got all your work.
Yeah.
And you could do all your work in like the first hour, and then you just had 3 days to fuck off in this room. And so I would sit there and I would write bits. And then that's my first time I wrote bits. What about you?
Very
Remember?
nice.
Did we talk about your first?
No,
time?
I remember like in 6th grade, I had to do a speech. We had to do a presentation. It was on presidents or something, and I ended up doing like impressions of presidents.
Oh, really?
Like I don't. Yeah, it was like a weird. I think I probably stole stuff that I saw on
What would
TV.
Abraham Lincoln sound like?
Like I would say something
Maybe
like
something like this.
And then when George Washington and I would like played that I had like wooden teeth or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but we did it in the homeroom and it killed. And then they asked me to do it in front of the entire class.
Real?
Oh.
And then when I did it in front of the entire class, I kind of like, it went okay. Like
Right.
I fumbled a couple lines.
Right.
And, the pressure was really on because they had built it up like, oh, he does this cute thing. And, and they
The
put
show
me out there.
started late. The lighting
Yeah.
was off.
Yeah.
Right, a
They
bunch of
didn't promote
Russians
it well.
smoking in the crowd. But I remember that was
the
huge.
checks.
They papered the room.
Yeah. Drop the checks on me.
My friend, and I know I've told this story on the show before, but my first quote unquote stand up set was at a talent show at my church youth group, and I did The Unknown Comedian.
With the bag over your
The
head?
Unknown Comic, and the only joke I remember is I had my bag on my head, and then I had a plastic bag over it. And I said, "Hey, I'm the Unknown Comic. You probably don't recognize me because I just had plastic surgery."
Oh.
Because I had a plastic bag.
God, I got you.
Yeah.
Murray.
Killed. I don't need your people.
I thought you were.
They love me.
I went dark with it. I was like, "This is how I commit suicide." And you put a plastic bag over the
Yeah.
paper bag.
Jeez.
Wow.
That's,
See, I go
maybe
dark.
he
It was a little
was-
dark.
how would George Washington say that?
Well, you have the dental work.
Girls, you're both.
So Josette, suck it. We didn't like your question.
No, Josette.
That was a nice
That was a
question.
great
Yeah, she's a nice-
question,
she's a
Josette.
nice
Just
woman, I
very vague. What makes you a human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think you're funny?
The next question comes from Gathering Marbette. I actually know this girl. I worked
I
with.
think you do have people in Djibouti.
Yeah.
She's actually. I worked with her at a restaurant here in town
Oh,
years
hello.
ago. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Do you think you're funny?
Hey, what the?
What? How funny do you think you are? And secretly deem the audience idiots if they don't laugh. Are there, how many questions are you going to write, Gathering? Are there non-humorous energy rooms that are impossible to turn around? If you can turn them around, how do you do it? Is it a know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run kind of thing?
Is
Do you
English her
find
second language?
that comedians in general are morose individuals who long to die unless they're on stage or on set? When
I didn't know she was writing an entire SAT.
Holy
What's
crap!
happening,
Am I the first
Gathering?
person to ask you a
She's
question,
gathered
Gathering?
a lot of words.
You're the only human I've ever talked to. When it comes to your act, just how far down the road of irreverence are you willing to travel?
I feel like we're on a first date with Gathering, and it's like, settle down. Let's just have an appetizer.
Is it possible to swipe right on this? Is that even right?
I don't know.
That's a Tinder thing,
married.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that a Tinder thing? Do you Tinder?
no,
do you
I don't.
Tinder?
What do you do? JJ?
I've never done the online.
No?
No.
You just get tail thrown at you like a mud fight.
Yeah.
A mud fight?
I don't know.
He's from
What's
the
a mud
South.
fight? Is that-
He's from the
Is
South.
that what? Yeah. Is that where the action is? The mud fight?
It's a romantic Southern saying. All right, let's break down this.
All right, just pick your favorite
Pick one.
out of Gatherings.
I like the
Gathering.
question. Are there rooms that just
Suck energy.
some rooms
Yes.
have a bad vibe
Yes. Sure.
in them.
Yes, this one.
Go sit in the hallway. Well, how do they suck?
Well, I mean, when you tell people, it's just hard to get when you describe a bad room to people, it's usually like a high ceiling.
Yeah.
If the people are far away.
Tommy T's Steakhouse.
Yeah, they're just like,
right.
and it's not conducive. There's some things that are just not conducive to comedy. If it's outdoors, if it's daylight hours, if it's, but a lot of times it's like an energy kind of thing. And if it's just if the people are too spread apart, if they can't get just a vibe in there.
Energy, whether it be positive or negative, is contagious. And in order to catch something,
That's why there's a laugh track and shows. And
in order to catch something, you have to be close to the person. So that's why you don't spread out an audience. You put them all together.
Right.
You know?
Have you done the new Stanford and Sons?
in
They're
Kansas
in a-
City?
Yeah.
God, I've been there in 20
Hey.
They have a new location. This is the third location I've done with them. I've been,
I did the Westport one years ago.
that was years
Yes,
ago. Then
years
they went
ago.
out to Overland Park.
Yep,
Then they went
that
out
one.
to
I did
Legends. Now they're back in Overland Park, and they're in a room where I believe people have been murdered.
Yeah.
And I feel bad if anyone's listening or if Craig Glazier is listening.
If anybody's been murdered.
I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. And you walk in, and maybe because I'm a Russian gypsy, I immediately sensed like there's a bad vibe in here, like a really just negative, bad energy.
I always felt that about the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I agree.
There is.
Who's it used to say?
There is.
Was it Patton Oswalt used to say feels like there should be arms coming out of the wall? There, just kind of like
there really is.
Yeah, I
but
don't know
for
if it's the
some
black
reason,
walls, kind of like people died in here. You just walk in and something died in here.
Definitely, 100%.
I will say this, and I've said it 100 times. I saw a ghost at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, me too.
And I think it was Sam. I think it was Kinnison, to be honest with
Really?
you. 100% honest with you. And I'm not Karen Rontowski or anything actively seeking ghosts and stuff, but I saw
And where were you?
upstairs in the belly room.
That's where yep.
Really?
Me too.
It's the upstairs room. There's an upstairs room at the Comedy Store, and you can walk in from the outside up a flight of stairs. And I was walking in during the daylight, and I saw a big shadow, very hulking kind of shadow with a long coat, come down the back stairs and go out the door.
Wait, so you were inside.
I was walking in from the outside. You know how you can go out those stairs from outside and go into it past the stage?
Yeah.
And I was walking in through there, and he walked down the stairs on the other side and out the front door.
Wow. So I used to do every Sunday night at the Belly Room.
That's where I met you.
Yeah. Yes. I used to get there first and set up. Now, I don't know if they've changed the light switches, but they're across the entire room. So you had to go up the back steps in the dark. And this is before I had a flip phone. So there's like no, flashlight on your phone, which now it'd be totally fine. But I had to go on my hands and knees because I felt like if I walked upright, I was in danger. And I would kind of like feel my way. It's pitch black.
You're crawling on your hands and knees in the comedy club, in the room.
Because there are no windows in the Belly Room.
Sure.
If the lights are out.
You're pitch black.
And it's just pitch black. And you have to go and to find, like, you have to touch along the walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one time I forgot to kind of hunch down. What's the word I'm looking for? And I was just standing, walking up, and I got pushed. Ooh. Down those 3-4 little steps from that little mezzanine.
Yeah.
I was pushed.
That's what I'm talking about. He came down the stairs and went out I'm talking about those same stairs.
Full on. And I spoke to whatever the fuck that was. And I go, look, I'm here every Sunday. You know me. Don't fuck around. I'm really pissed right now. And I left. And I didn't come back until like Peter Sprite and
that's how you get your back.
At least
guy's 4'8".
He can speak to them. He's one of their own. Aaron Cater and all the people that were doing the Sunday show with me. I was like, I'm not going up there until someone comes with me.
Wow.
And that was the last time though I was messed with.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same guy because it's exactly where you got pushed is exactly where I saw the guy.
There are certain people that are like, that's bullshit. You lost your footing. I get people are skeptical because I get it, but I'm just relaying what happened to me. And
Me too. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I saw something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't,
But that said, the Belly Room is a pretty kick-ass room. So I don't think that room is an energy sucker.
It didn't push me. I'm not a pussy, but I saw something. That's all I'm saying. But it's not a energy. The original room can be an energy sucker.
Yeah, sometimes. But I'm telling you right now, if you go to Kansas, you'll.
Oh right, finish that. Sorry, we went off on a tangent.
That's it. It was the end.
You don't like it?
Feel I did not enjoy my week there.
Yeah,
it was just every night felt like a heaviness, like like stress, anxiety in the room. I didn't feel anxious, but it was bizarre. It just was not a good room.
It's also dependent on the crowd too. And I can tell I can tell what's going to be an easy show and what's going to be a little bit of a work when the announcer goes, "Are you guys ready to have a good time?" And they're like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Okay, that's a good crowd." But when they go, "Are you ready to have a good time?"
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. It's Saturday night. By the way, no crowd has ever been ready to have a good time on the first time. On the first question. You're always asked 2 times. But I used to say, and I told Todd Glass this when he was on there, the improvs used to have a video of Todd Glass.
Yeah, I love those.
Explaining the rules and, the only way Todd Glass can do it. And I knew it was going to be an easy night when that video got lots of laughs. And not that it wasn't funny or anything. I would judge the laugh meter from that. That means because they're focused, they're watching, they're attentive, they're there to have a good time. But if they're just not paying attention and rifling.
That week that I was in Kansas, 2 guys got up because they asked me, they interrupted my show and asked me, hey, so are we allowed to talk?
Oh.
And I said, well, you know what? First of all, thank you so much for asking. Granted, you interrupted me in the middle of a setup, but I'm glad that you bring this up. No. So shed it.
Wow.
And I did it in a playful way. I was still playful, but I have to, kind of set the boundaries.
Sure.
They got up and left. They were so pissed that they weren't allowed to talk.
Well, fuck
How do you not know?
It's great that they left.
How in 2016 do you not know that you're not allowed to talk? How are we so new to comedy still? It's like when
people are more. Did you see this thing of where there was a play and some guy in New York plugged in his phone in on stage?
Went on stage and plugged in his phone. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
How do you not know? How do you not know?
People are morons.
But keep listening, folks. Come out to the shows.
Yeah, we love everybody. We wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you guys.
You morons.
Bring your good energy.
Gathering, stay there.
And no, you can't talk.
And gathering, stay home with your 19 questions.
Yeah, no kidding. Is there a short question in there?
Do you think you're funny?
Is another? Do you think you're funny?
How funny?
Jesus,
how funny do you think you are? No, still gathering. I'm going over her. Do you secretly deem the audience idiots? No, morons.
Yeah.
If they don't laugh. Oh, that's interesting. Do you blame them if they don't laugh?
It depends.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Okay.
If they're douches and they have been consistently douchey from the beginning to the end, then yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But if it's a joke that usually kills, you don't get a laugh, but you're doing fine the rest of the set, then it's like, oh, maybe I didn't commit to that, or I started it weird, or
I had a guy interrupted me a couple of weeks ago at the Irvine Improv, and then I did my next joke, and it didn't get as big a laugh because he fucking killed the whole vibe.
Right.
He killed the whole. So I blame him for killing it because now people are checked out, and I'm getting them back into the groove of things.
I think people forget that we are not a television show.
Yeah,
and we are dependent on it. Is it symbiosis? It's symbiotic relationship, right? And we are not just robots. So if something like that does happen, it can mess with you, and it can throw you off. Or if you're a professional, you just still kill. So
thank you for pointing at me on that one. Oh, here's another thing that's pissing me off. All right. So sure, yes, it might be enjoyable for the listeners to see a heckler get slammed down and shut down.
Yeah.
But fuck you. No hecklers. Heckling is not good.
No.
Stop promoting it. Mm-hmm. Comedians, stop posting you shutting down a heckler on stage. I see it all the time. I had a heckler last night and I shut him down and everybody laughed. So now people think, oh, that's part of the show. It's not part of the show. We work hard to do this.
Yeah.
We have something we're presenting to you. We don't need it. The Chicago, I was either the Tribune or the Sun-Times, did a whole article on hecklers a few years ago.
Well, what was their angle?
Their angle was, we love a good heckler getting shut down. And
getting shut
one
down.
fucking chick, I forget who it was. The only reason she was writing the article is so she could name drop Zach Galifianakis every 5 minutes. But, oh, man, I got to look at that article. Pissed me off so bad, man.
Can I tell you what
and they're like, oh, well, it tells us if you're a good comedian, if you can handle the heckler.
No,
you don't, you fucking idiot. Sorry.
Last night I was at the store.
Comedy store.
And
got pushed down the stairs.
I was in the main room, just being an audience member, just hanging out, and I just poked my head in, and Marin was on stage. So I just kind of stood in the back.
So you left and came back till the next comic came on?
I stood in the back, and there were these 2 dudes who I think in their heart of hearts are comedy fans.
Sure.
And they are probably there for Marin, I'm going to assume.
Okay.
But they were the ones that yell their delight instead of laughing at a joke.
Could we have an example?
I'm going to give you an example. So Mark has a joke. He's like, what's up with Trader Joe's? And the guy goes, yeah! So he's enjoying himself, but instead of just laughing or applauding, like, don't you agree Trader Joe's is weird or whatever,
Right.
he's just going, woo! And he was doing this the entire set, but he was all the way in the back, and I guess Mark just kind of tuned him out or whatever.
Sure.
He did actually address it once, but he didn't slam him down or anything. But he did it. I was with another comic, and we're looking at each other like, that is so annoying.
Yeah.
Just laugh if you're enjoying yourself. If you don't know how to laugh, just smile. We're okay. You know, there's enough people here to make up for your lack of laughter. So this is what happened. He's right next to the hallway, with that little like sneak-a-deek hallway. You can get to the
Backstage.
yeah. And no. Where you can go to kind of
The
like
parking lot?
just out to the kitchen, the bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, the bar. He's sitting right there next to the door, and these two comics walk out, but they stop and they're discussing something.
Mm-hmm.
And he yells, "Shut the fuck up!"
The audience guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like, dude, you have been so disruptive. The entire time I've been in this room, you've just been absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
And granted, these two comics, they should have taken it outside, but
Sure.
they stopped for a minute to like discuss, something, and they were whispering, but this guy was like, so he disrupted the show to say, "Shut the fuck up." It's like, how do you not get it so hard? How are you so not in the loop with just common sense?
That reminds me of when I went to see you too, and everybody's phone was up recording the show, and I had to tell the guy in front of me, "Hey, dude, I didn't pay all this money to stare at your arm. You got to put that down."
Or to stare at the concert through your phone.
Yeah. And so he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He was very apologetic, but a guy recorded the whole show on his phone, switched phones for the other battery to record it, and then had the nerve to me come up, and my wife was with me at this show. He's like, "Hey, man." And he hands me his phone. "Will you take a picture of me and my wife in front of the stage?" I'm like, "No, I looked at that phone the whole fucking concert. I don't have to look at it now." And I said no. I was so pissed. Sorry.
People,
That was my concert rant.
I'm telling you, they forget. People are forgetting what it's like just to be at a live event.
Yeah.
And be in the moment and just be present.
Just
And
enjoy the concert.
Be aware of the people around you.
Yeah.
Oh, this place seats 30,000, yet I'm the only person here? Okay. I'll just hold up my phone. This isn't, right? We're all good. Nobody minds this.
That's what I told you about. The Chrissy Hynde was the best on that.
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw her
what
at
she
the
said?
Pantages. She had signs everywhere. We asked you no phones, and then she went out first song. She's playing. She sang one. Saw some guy in the front row, said, "Turn it off. Turn the fucking." As she's playing, turn off your fucking phone. And then if he wouldn't, get him out. And so some guys took him out.
Good. Wow.
And then she's just like, he said, and she would stop playing if you pulled it out. And then at the encore, she said, "Okay, you guys can take out your phones right now. I know you all want to do it."
Wow. Good for her.
And then everybody pulls it out, and then she played a song. And halfway through, during the solo, she went, "You guys look like fucking idiots looking through those things." And she says she went, "This makes me not want to do it anymore."
Wow.
She was over it, man. And
I get it.
yeah, she's just like,
I
what are we
get
here
it.
for? If you guys are all,
I will say, I mean, and clubs are much smaller than concert venues, but clubs are all over phones being pulled out. And
Are they?
I've noticed.
I see blue lights on people's faces all the time.
Really?
And I say, dude, if you need to sneak a text, I get it. I'm a parent. I get it.
Yeah.
But turn down the light on your phone.
Oh.
Dim it. So
didn't even
it's
know you
not
could
just
do
like
that.
I'm telling a joke and all of a sudden like I see, your face like lit up blue and you're just like staring at it. And for all I know is you're just like, I'm going to check Facebook.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I heard a guy call them the blue chins.
The blue chins.
A lot of blue chins out there tonight.
Yeah. Nice, good one.
Blue hairs, blue chins.
Good one.
Can I tell you a really, really bad hell gig in regards to phones?
Sure.
This
That was part of Gathering's question. Tell us
Okay.
about a bad
One of her 50
gig.
questions?
One of her 50
Yes.
questions.
This
River
was
survey.
just this past holiday
Uh-huh.
for soldiers down south.
San Diego.
Camp Pendleton.
Thank
Camp
you.
Pendleton.
English is my second language. Who can't go home for the holidays.
Okay.
They put on a comedy show for them, right? And they gave them like raffle prizes. Everybody won something. Some guy won a bike, and I mean, it was a great event for them, right?
Road Stories T-shirt.
Hello.
Not a blue one.
Not a blue.
And then 3 comics were there to entertain them. 3 lady comics.
Oh,
Yes.
what were you doing there?
First,
It's like Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, Apocalypse Now.
It's like
Good reference.
Apocalypse Now.
so the first comic goes up.
That's Bill Graham.
Nobody pays attention. Nobody.
Okay.
0.
So,
Faces in phones.
oh, okay. Is there
These
an
are
announcement
all-
for the show? Is there?
Oh yes, they know. And
Okay.
now the
So
comedy, they know what it's called, like comedy and laughs. Like it's
Preceding this, they'd given away stuff, and then
Yes.
stuff's happening before
stuff's
you guys
happening.
get up. Okay.
This guy won a basket of whatever. This guy won a
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay.
There were women there too, but mostly dudes and mostly 18.
Yeah.
You know
Sure.
what I mean? And very rude, very, very, very rude. Now, on top of this, terrible sound. The mic kept
Right.
gagging on a blowjob. No, the mic kept.
I was going to say it sounded like your mother.
Yeah, I was gonna-
Oh, but wait, I guess it does.
Hey,
Hey, are you going to drink that water?
So the mic is going out and it's just all crackly. And I go back to the audio guy that was there and like, please, we need another mic. And he's like scrambling to find another one. I was going up last. So I'm walking around policing the room.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy just speaking way too loud. And I said, and I rubbed his shoulders. I stood behind him and I rubbed his shoulders. You know, why not just kill him with kindness?
Sure.
And I said, hey, sweetie.
Oh.
I whispered in his ear. I go, would you mind keeping it down? Because the sound is really bad anyway. And it's really hard for the comic to work when you're shouting. And he's like, oh, sure. No problem. Right. So then he pulls out his phone. And everybody there, round tables, like a freaking bar mitzvah, which is the worst.
Yeah.
Everybody at the round table pulls out their phone too. It's a sea of Facebook and Twitter.
Sure.
Because I'm walking around.
Yeah.
Like an 8th grade teacher checking for cheaters. I'm walking around from table to table and I'm noticing everyone has their phones out.
Playing thumbs up, 7-Up.
Then the next comic, Jen Murphy, goes up, sweetheart. But she's also, the trouble with the mic. It was a terrible mic. And I'm getting more and more pissed because I'm next. Nobody's paying
Speaking
attention.
of choking on a blowjob.
They're really rude, right? So I am now fired up.
Right. Oh,
The
you get that
first
Russian
thing-
blood going.
Yeah, that's it. First thing I do, I could get up on stage and I go, if I see one fucking phone on, I will put down this microphone. I don't care that I drove an hour and a half to get here.
Right.
I won't get paid and I will be in my car and I will leave.
Wow.
So those are my rules now, motherfuckers. I was so pissed. And I go, well, look, they're in the military. Maybe they need a little drill sergeant in their face. Everyone was like super like back straight, hands in laps, And I start 10 minutes in, this guy pulls out his phone. And I said, sir, I will give you exactly 1 second to put that away. And he goes, nah, I'm okay. Oh. And he's in the front. And I said, okay, so here's what I have to do now. And I put the mic down and I left the room.
Wow.
Everybody's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah.
People are standing up. They're in his face. They're coming outside looking for me. I'm leaving.
Wow.
And I drove Jen Murphy, by the way. I'm in my
You're
car.
yelling, Jen, start the car. Start the car.
I'm in my car. I'm like, I'm going.
Yeah.
And these people there, I think they're Marines, right? So they get up and they're like, fucking put your phone away. What's your fucking problem? He goes, I don't have to. And they get in a huge fight.
What?
And they kick this guy out.
Wow.
And they come find me. And I was like, all right, I'll come back.
Wow.
I mean, you have to draw the line somewhere.
Why are we bothering answering these questions when you're sitting on that story? That was I had to fucking 20 minutes reading Gatherings questions. I could have listened to that
It was
story.
one of the worst nights, though,
Wow.
for me because I had to go to a place that I don't enjoy coming out
No, I understand.
from. Why do I have to now dig myself out of that?
No, that's seriously. That
How much
reminds-
time were you doing?
I had to do 40.
40.
Yeah, I was closing it.
So you were
hey.
about 10 minutes in when this all went down?
Yeah.
You in the parking lot, did that count as part of your time?
counted it.
10 minutes in the parking lot. That reminds me of the time you were hosting that graduation show of a class Remember the
down in at the Improv.
at the Improv, Mike Siegel was hosting Leslie Wolf's graduation class.
Yes.
And I was headlining it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've headlined it before, right? She always brings in she calls it a celebrity guest, but then hires me.
Maybe I can't remember.
All right,
Maybe.
so
Yeah.
they, there's like 15 students who do 5 minutes. They went through their class, and all their friends are there, and then a pro closes it down. And there were these two girls in the front row with their phones up, taking selfies of themselves. Remember that? And
I got to see Murray snap
through the whole show. The whole show.
taking selfies.
Selfies and smiling, and then while their friend was up there, was like trying to get a picture of them too with their friend up there. And they don't. This is their first time on stage in front of an audience. They don't know how to handle with it, so they're just rolling through. And I'm like, to go to the doorman. This is the Improv, we know everybody there. I'm like, dude, Avery, what? Can you just go and tell? I was like, we said something to him before, and then they're in the front row. They can't kick him out. And then I talked to the doorman. He won't do it. And I got up there, and I don't remember what I talked. I was talking about traffic or something coming here, and I was like, the traffic's so bad. Everybody's on their phones, and then they started taking a selfie again, and then I just and then you get here, and the same person on the phone is still on the fucking phone in the front row taking selfies through the whole goddamn. I ripped on these people for like 15 minutes straight, man.
Yeah.
And the place just exploded. They loved it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But I haven't been that way since. And I don't think I've ever snapped like that before on stage.
Did I tell you what happened after that? I was like at the bar afterwards. Like those girls came to the bar, they're hanging out with their friends, and they say to me, "What was that guy's name at the end? Do you know his name?" I go, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you have his email?" I go, "No, I don't know. I don't remember his name."
Yelp
I was like,
you.
I wasn't going to shiv you with, give you, here's his email. Here's his phone number, actually.
Pat Francis would have given it to me. Well, then after that, I was talking to the door guy, and they came up afterwards, and they crossed their arms. It was me and the door guy, and they go, "We want to know what jokes you would have done if we weren't here." I'm like, what? I'm like, well, we obviously gave you material tonight, so we want to know what jokes you would have done if we weren't here and if you were funny or not. I said, well, I'm here again on Saturday night. You can pay $20 to come back and see my set. They're like, we want to know now. And the doorman closed the door on them.
Yes. Nice.
Good times.
Take a selfie with your set list. These are the jokes you guys missed.
And I'll email it to them. Oh, well, you didn't give me their email address. All right, let's do one more question, and then we'll roll out of here because I'm hungry.
I got to get to a gig.
You got a gig tonight? Where you at?
I am at the, what did I say? It's
Oxnard?
Oxnard Knights of Columbus.
Oh, really? Those are good gigs,
I'm going to hook you up.
I'll do a Knights of Columbus any day of the week. No, those tend to be good gigs.
Yeah.
They can be. Yeah.
What's
$2 beers? Those are not bad.
There's a Moose, a Royal Order of Moose over here. I was thinking about starting a show at.
Yeah, you should.
Because Graham Elwood's part of it, I think.
Graham did one at the Santa Monica one, kind of by the Santa Monica College. There,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Is it an Elks or a Moose?
It's a Moose. That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Was it
I can
good?
see him. I can see him being part of like a Skull and Crossbones underground society.
Part of it.
I can totally see it.
So
the Illuminati.
Who else is on the show?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, just someone booked me and
Pays
there
good?
I go. So I got to get out of here.
She's got to get on the road.
Yeah, Oxnard's up there.
Yep.
All right. Jim Earl. Very funny comedian, Jim Earl. Of, Earl and Blanks and Banks and what's his?
Jammin'
Joe.
Jam and Lamont.
Earl and I'm blanking on their name. They were a comedy duo. He wrote "What Happened to My Career." Well, you went to work for Jon Stewart at The Daily Show, and he fucked you over. We all know that. Chris Wyke wrote "What Came First, Cocks or Cunts?" Well, you're an asshole, Chris. I don't care if you don't listen to my show anymore.
You can edit these.
I told you I didn't read them. I told you I haven't read them all. I'm reading as we're going.
You can edit them as we go.
Okay.
You could have done a minute of preparation. Before we got here.
That was the appeal of this episode. Is I didn't read them ahead of time.
Gotcha.
I was gonna spring them on you.
I'm gonna say Cox.
Okay, fine. I don't care. I don't care. Joseph Cuff, longtime listener, wrote, "Can you teach a person to be a stand-up comic?"
Great question.
It is a good question, Joseph. And Joseph has been listening to me for a very, very long time, and I 100% appreciate you still being on board. Your question sucked.
Give him a T-shirt for that question.
He already has like 4.
All right.
It's kind of fitting coming off the comedy class.
Yeah, it is.
I think there are things you can teach of like, physical things and basically a lot of it comes down to editing. You tell them to edit, cut everything, and you can tell somebody to stand. Other than that, it's just doing it, and I think you have an innate sense of comedy or you don't.
Sure.
I think you can teach someone the same way you can teach someone how to play a sport. If they already have a foundation, if they're already athletic, they're not all like Butterfingers, and if they're already, were you Butterfingers?
They're all not Murray. Just say it.
If they already have that raw material, then yes. But my only problem, I don't have a problem with comedy classes. I do not have a problem with them. I think. Look, I took so many workshops when I first got to LA. I did the Groundlings and sketch writing and another writing class and a comedy thing and
acting classes.
A commercial audition class. Like, I think they're super, super important. My only thing is people that prey on the people.
Sure.
That's why I get a little sad, where I'm not saying anyone that we know does this, but there are classes where they prey on these people who have stars in their eyes. And it's like they encourage them, and knowing that they're not really going to get far. Yeah. But they want their class to be a success. And so they like, you're doing great. You're it. You can headline now. And it's like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Well, I think, and I've come around on this. I used to be adamantly against stand-up classes, but when I found out one of the greatest comedians ever, Wendy Liebman, took one. Then I thought, maybe I should rethink how comedy classes are.
Well, a lot of people have no idea, honestly, how to go about it or get on stage for the first time. And then you just go, okay, like anything, you would take a class and then your graduation is like the one we did. That, you'll get some time, get to go in the improv. A lot of people never did it again.
Right, sure.
But they wanted to try it, and, they had a night to bring their friends out.
I think you can learn the structure of it, and then it's up to you to develip as a comedian.
Right.
And
a lot of them take it, and they realize that, this was not for me.
Yeah.
And so it's good to know. But they always have that thing, I tried it once. And
first time on stage, bombed? Killed?
Yes.
Bombed horrible?
Bombed.
Yeah.
Terribly.
Yeah. Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, it was so late. I told the guy it was my first time, and then he put me on last, and there was just like 3 other comics there. Sure. But yeah, it didn't. One thing must have hit enough that made me come back.
That's it. I don't remember if I bombed or did well, but I was so pumped.
Yeah, it was a blur.
And running that I was so excited to do it again. That I finally did it.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to do it for so long. So I'm probably tanked. So
can I say something really quickly? Because I just actually spoke with an open micer on the phone a couple days ago.
You do that?
And she asked if she could ask me for some advice. I said, anytime, call me. So she called me and she asked if she should take a comedy class. And I said, yes. Here's why. Sometimes you just need to network and find your class, your comedy, like your graduating class, like you're a buddy or someone that you can trust, or other comics that are into it, and use it like that. Maybe the teacher that's teaching it is not.
Is she in LA?
Okay. Well, not going to be like your mentor forever.
Yeah.
But use it to network. Use it to meet other people. Have a friend to go to an open mic with.
Right.
Yeah.
That actually is
actually
more powerful than learning, like, always make sure your premise is 5 words long, or whatever their techniques are. That I think is more important having a buddy for me going to open
punchline and an
mics.
act out.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. That's good, but not every joke is going to have that.
Right.
But for me, finding comedy buddies.
That's
so that you could say, meet me at the hostel at midnight. I'm scared. It's all Germans.
Yeah. And
then you go and you do a set with no sound and no lights for Germans, and you do well. And you're like, all right, let's keep doing this.
The greatest thing I think I got out of that first night was that I went by myself. I didn't tell anybody about it. It was a very scary personal thing to try it for the first time. And then I got there and I met other guys. And I met one guy that night, told me at this time in Chicago, there was a place to get on stage as an open micer every night of the week. And he basically wrote out on Mondays you can go to this place, Tuesdays you go to this place. And that was the first night. And then I found it's like, oh, my people.
Right.
We could sit and talk about comedy all night. I couldn't do that with my other friends.
Sure.
You find your crowd.
That is
and
great.
If you get anything out of it, you found a crowd. And then I found just by going these people. But and then
was that here?
No, this was in Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. Ooh, great comedy town.
Yeah. And if there's a social aspect of it. Anyway, usually, like in improv classes, are that way too.
Yeah.
These people go through Second City or UCB, and those are your friends for your whole life. It turns out, then you do each other's videos. You act in each other's stuff. You write together.
Podcast.
Or you
I think what Mike is saying is that he has a comedy class. That if you want to sign
you can
up,
write me.
it's called Chuckle Mike Siegel.
It's called Funny Mike's Funny Class.
Mike Makes the Jokes Class.com.
You say that about finding camaraderie and friends, and one thing I've always been kind of envious of Mike, and I don't know if Kira shares the same thing, because Kira got started out here or San Francisco?
Here.
Yeah, so did I. Mike and Pat Francis and Jimmy Pardo and Mike Schmidt and Chip Chinnery and all those guys go back 20, 25 years, right? They got started in Chicago.
Yeah.
So now they have a group of people out here.
Yeah.
I got started out here.
Yeah.
I have a group of people out here, but they're not really...
Everyone's transient here.
Yeah,
People start stand-up and then they take off.
Yeah. So it's really cool to stay in your town. Don't come out here and start. Stay in your town, make friends, grow together there, and then move out. And
it was also a good place to suck. You could just be bad, and then there wasn't a pressure of somebody's going to see you from anywhere.
Definitely.
But if somebody made it out of there or got a deal or something, it was a very supportive community. We're all happy. They're like, hey, put this on the map. Maybe they'll come back and look for more of us.
Yeah.
As opposed to when I went to New York and then here, somebody gets something and is like, wow, why did he get it? He sucks.
Come on, I do a car bit. I was
He
at the
does a
same
really
Elks
good
Lodge.
Washington bit, though. It
Yeah.
is
Oh.
solid.
I'm thinking of bringing that back.
You should see his Lincoln.
Oh, it's going to kill in the cruise.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening today.
We got through three questions?
Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll come back and do it again. Let me tell you why. Kira and Mike have been on here a lot, but when it came time to answer you guys' questions, I asked these two because you are seriously two of the people that make me laugh and I love talking to. So thank you guys very much for coming out and doing this again.
Sweet.
Mike, I know I call you all the time to fill in, and I really appreciate it.
I wish I had something else to do. I have nothing.
So if you guys don't forget, if I announced your name, if you want a t-shirt, email me so I can get your address and your size, and I'll send it out, and I'll send out some Road Story stickers for you for free. And if you want some Road Story stickers, give me a shout. I'll mail them out. I do my mail outs on Tuesdays. And I have a few extra t-shirts laying around. I'm happy to let them go at a discount price. If you want to hit me up, I don't know, let them go for $15, $20, something like that.
Hello.
Something like that. You got to email me, let me know your size. And if you don't want a t-shirt, if you don't want to buy my CD, Rusty Cal, you can get it at Amazon, iTunes, murrayvaleriano.com, any of your online stores. And if you don't want to make a donation, but you want to just, you know what, I've been listening to this podcast for 7 years, tweet about it. Tweet about it once, throw it up on the Facebook. Once won't kill you. It'll help out the show. And you might not get anything free, but you'll go to sleep knowing that you helped somebody out. All right, that's it. Guys, where can we find you? Kira Soltanovich at Kira Comedy. You got a special coming out. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk about it.
It's okay. May 2nd.
Oh, let's go around the corner.
Hello.
Come back and talk about it.
Yeah. Can
What's it called?
Really?
Of course. Kira, anytime you want.
Is this a Netflix thing? Or is
Netflix in June.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, everything else in May. So like Amazon, Hulu, all the streaming, Google Play, iTunes, everywhere. Video on demand, May 2nd.
Okay, VOD.
Did you
VOD.
invite no Russians to the show this time?
Some snuck in. Some snuck in. My dad.
The Russians are coming.
My
The
dad
Russians are
loves
coming.
Murray.
He does. I'm going to see him up in San Francisco.
Hey.
He said he's going to come out to my show.
I'm going to tell him.
I told him when I saw him at your kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
I think, or whenever I saw him.
Again.
I like him. Oh, and my father-in-law likes your dad. Also,
Yeah.
Europeans like each other.
They do. They're all sweaty and swarthy.
Swarthy.
Funny, Mike, which cruise ship can we catch you on next?
That will be the Crystal Symphony the first week of June. If you happen to be in Bordeaux or London, come on out.
Oh, nice. At least you're going to some good places.
No, yeah, I can't wait for that.
That's exciting.
I'm going to stay later in June, I think, and just kind of
Oh, sweet.
hang.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I made all my announcements up front at Murray V on Twitter. Come check out these guys when they come to your town. Very funny. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for coming over. You too.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Do you know how to end a show, Kira? Do you know how to end it?
Spasiba.
What is that?
It's thank you.
All right.
You want to know about life on the road? It's booze, tacos, angry dwarfs, strippers waving guns, and fees, fights, cancel flights, running with the runs, and blacklists, bounce checks, great, a bachelorette. Drunks in the front, making out through your set, and middle acts doing blow more, missing merch, and drive the rental car past another mega church, and juice keys, vagina fist, your cell phone is gone. One big Law and Order marathon.